And our panel still with us, as you can hear: Gráinne Healy, Christina Finn, Nicholas Kearns, Alice Leahy and Kieran Mulvey. But now, as you heard there on the news, there are curfews in Sri Lanka now following those 8 bomb attacks in the country that have left 150 people dead and hundreds more injured. Eoghan Corry on Travel Extra has joined me. Eoghan, you're very familiar with Sri Lanka?
Yeah, I'd be more familiar with the hotel side of it, but the St. Anthony's Shrine, which was attacked, would be a big sort of pilgrimage site. It would have some of the relics of the saint in it, and that was one of the 3 churches targeted, and most of the casualties are in the churches, but the attacks in the hotel are probably more cynical. The 3 hotels that were attacked and a 4th explosion there the afternoon, they are there to destroy the tourism industry. If you really want to hurt a country, particularly a developing country with a fast growing tourism industry, that's where you strike, and that's what the intention was there. And
Easter Sunday, obviously one of the major feasts in the Christian calendar. Sri Lanka, the religious makeup of it is rather unusual. A number of different religions there.
Sri Lanka has a long history of being a place where people came. So, you know, it is a very important Buddhist country. The Shrine of the Holy Tooth, one of the, I think it's the 2nd or the 3rd holy shrine in Buddhism, is on the island there. Would have a big influx from India, so it has a very strong Hindu and Muslim population. The Christians, around 7-8%, very prominent because in colonial times they had 150 years of French rule. It's quite the colonial history breaks into 3 different periods of 150 years, which is quite unusual: Dutch, French, and English. But the Christians were an important part of the bringing together of the Tamil and Buddhist sides of the argument 10 years ago, when that famous Tamil Tigers War came to an end. They would be seen as intellectually important in the country's history, and the targeting of the Christian churches on Easter Sunday, there'll be lots of speculation over the next few days as to why that was done, but they would be seen as a bridge community in a community that was quite divided 10 years ago, and is getting over those divisions now.
And so you were saying you think this terrorism is aimed at hitting the tourist industry. Had Sri Lanka been building its tourist industry in recent years?
Doubling it almost every year and a half, 2 years, and very ambitious targets. Obviously, at the very early stages, they were recovering from the Tamil Tigers attack. Most spectacular assault on the tourist industry was 2001, when most of the aircraft owned by Sri Lanka Airways were destroyed on the ground in an attack by the Tamil Tigers. It was a big struggle for the Sri Lankans to insist that the holiday resorts, which are based in the south of the island, they're quite a distance out of Colombo. It's not a big country, but the roads are slow to progress through, and they would have sort of built up this image that you're very far away from the north. But the hotels were not previously attacked, and as I say, picking 3 5-star hotels, all about 1.5 miles of each other, to put the picture of Colombo in people's minds. It's virtually a beach city facing to the east, and there's a long stretch of road which has these 3 hotels, all of them very modern, very luxurious, and a little beach area behind. One of them is the Cinnamon Grand. That's where I was last, I think it was 2015. But just to reassure Irish people, a big favourite with the Irish going to Sri Lanka, going to Colombo, they usually start or finish their 7 or 8 day tour there, would be the Colombo Lakeside. It's not the same hotel, it's quite a distance away, so that was not targeted. But the 3, the Kingsbury, the Shangri-La and the Colombo Grand, looked like they were specifically chosen because they're high-end 5-star, and most of the big government functions would be held in the Colombo Grand. It's regarded as the signature hotel of Colombo. We don't know what the casualties are from the hotel. I've seen conflicting figures, and as I say, a 4th bombing of a hotel in the afternoon seems to be related to the police tracking down some of the suspects. There's news breaking on that at the moment.